matter to people my age, whether that's the incredible problem we have with student loans right now, or the fact that there isn't healthcare that applies to people in my age group, and that I know people with, like you were talking about, diabetes and different things who haven't reached that point where we get a job and we get healthcare, and my friends are being hurt by that.
Okay, so this is my commitment to you, and the way I'm going to campaign is the way I'm going to govern. And you can take my last 24 hours. I met at on my road, I met with a group of college students. I've met yesterday, I was in a bar yesterday.
I saw that on Twitter.
I think I stayed there past midnight, going from table to table with college students, talking about their issues. Because I know one thing, that you all are, and you may be I don't know if you're the tail end of millennials. Are you Generation Z or millennial?
I think I'm Generation Z, technically,
Okay,
by like 1 year.
Well, the biggest generation by 1 year, okay? Well, your age bracket is literally the largest population bubble in the country. You all will determine where this country goes. And I hate to say it right now, you're determining it not by your participation, but by your lack of participation. And this gets to this beloved community that I'm so interested in creating. Because if you poll millennials, Republican and Democrat, they actually agree on a lot of things that the older generations don't agree on. And it's not just legalizing marijuana, which you agree on, but it is climate change and the urgency to do something about it. You all believe like that. You all believe on both sides that money is corrupting politics and we need to end Citizens United. On both sides of the aisle. Cost of college is going up too much, even on non-sexy issues that nobody puts on their Tinder profile, like infrastructure. You all know that you're going to be inheriting over $1 trillion infrastructure deficit. And so the powerful thing about millennials is that you have the power, and Generation Z, in this next election to transform politics as we know it. It's just a matter of voting. You all don't have to occupy anything. You just gotta vote. And that's the power that you all have in your hands. And so I recognize that power. I will be on college campuses, not just doing photo ops. I will sit down. And if I can't find millennials on college campuses, which you can't on a Friday night, as I found out last night, you gotta go to the bars. So I'm in Iowa. I will be chasing down high school students, because a lot of 18-year-olds will be able to vote. And I will be chasing down college students, but I'm not going to stop there. Why? Because we've got to stop telling the college lie here, folks. Only about 35% of Americans have a college degree. We need to start having a conversation about all of them. I was sitting down once in a Democratic progressive panel, and somebody was up there talking about free college, free college, free college. I'm the first person to tell you that what we're doing to our kids is morally objectionable. Why? Because we are sustaining a tax system that gives advantages, something called carried interest, to the richest of the rich. And then our government, most people don't know this, is making a profit off of the student loan program. We make billions of dollars in profit off of the backs of our students. Talk about not having a budget that reflects your values. And so, the fact that you can't refinance your loans is objectionable. The fact that community colleges aren't free all across America, to me, is unacceptable. We should have that as our goal. The fact that we aren't finding ways to make sure that kids aren't graduating with crushing debt so that they can invest in homes, that's hurting our economy. And so those are all things I will have detailed policy statements on. But I want to challenge everybody in this room to understand that there is dignity in all work and career professionals. As much as I love poli-sci majors, I've got a degree in political science, sociology, and history. My father, again, I told you how he teases me all the time. One of the things I had to fight with him is, well, the only thing you're qualified to do, Cory, is be a United States Senator with us, or he's the dignity of work of home health care aides, the dignity of work of medical professionals, the dignity of work of advanced manufacturing. There's training that we need to be doing in this country that people often have to pay for themselves. that leads to work? Why don't we have a nation that has a bold apprenticeship programs where people can learn and earn, that elevates the dignity of work and pathways to career professionals? Because we got to understand the warning. 25 to 40% of the jobs that are there now will not be there this century. They're disappearing, folks. And jobs are going to take more and more specialized training. Not the general college degree, but specialized training. We have got to be a country that gets ahead of where everybody else is going. Switzerland, Germany. Most of their kids now are going to apprenticeship programs. They've got such good apprenticeship programs, if you have a mid-career change, you might lose that job, but you can go into an apprenticeship program, make money, and earn new skill sets and go to work. Why aren't we like that in America, as opposed to a 55-year-old factory worker when their factory job disappears, they go into fear and concern because they don't feel hope? And that's the word I want to end on. Thank you for that question. I want to end on that word because, hold on, I'm going to get criticized, so let me get ahead of it. They're going to say, oh gosh, more candidates talking about love and hope. Oh my God, how are we going to beat Donald Trump with that? I want to tell you that I made known to hug some folk. I'm a hugger. And I had this year or so of watching two hugs. One, a guy from New Jersey, you all never heard of him or saw him in Iowa, named Chris Christie. It sounds familiar. You know, they ran ads against him in New Hampshire during his primary. He was actually behind Trump, above Bush and Rubio, so they ran ads against him. And you know what they criticized him for? Hugging Barack Obama. No, I'm not exaggerating. That was the whole ad, is that he hugged another human being. And by the way, we in New Jersey know exactly that hug. It was a big hug. The Air Force One flew in after Hurricane Sandy. Barack Obama descended the stairs. The whole country, the whole state was in grief and pain. And the two men hugged. And as a hugger, it really wasn't that great of a hug. It was one of those awkward hugs, you know, with male and Stu, you don't know what to do with your other hand, and all that kind of stuff. Let me give you another hug. I'm on the Senate floor. And John McCain comes to the Senate floor. Now, it was before the healthcare decision when he put his hands down. Tension was high. I was angry. But John McCain just came to the floor after getting a cancer diagnosis. It turned out to be a terminal cancer diagnosis. And I crossed the Senate floor in front of the C-SPAN cameras, so 14 Americans. Sorry. My mom, 15 Americans saw me. And I hugged John McCain. And if you get a Booker Bear hug, you know, I grabbed this guy until I realized that he was a little weak from his body was a little weak, and I didn't go too hard on him, but he smiled at me. It was a moment. And I'm telling you this. Wow. I get home at night, as you said about Twitter. I go on the internet, look at Twitter, and I'm getting savaged by progressives. How could you hug that man? They were calling him baby killers and all these things. Where have we come in America where we've gotten to the point where human contact, we're hugging somebody, shaking their hands, looking them in the eye, being willing to meet with them, has become some kind of betrayal of a tribe, when there's only one group in America, and that's Americans. And so, I'm sorry. I think this is a problem we've got to in our country. That even dialogue now that's civil and respectful is frowned upon. Even with two people as different as Chris Christie and me, who come together to try to find some common ground, and it's criticized. That you could literally go out and have your best fundraising quarter by heckling. Look, I miss Obama, and I miss her husband too. How shameful it was that a South Carolina congressman heckles the president during the State of the Union address and then has his best fundraising quarter after that. Because people want to reward that behavior. Oh, you gave it to them. And so what I want to see is what I've seen, that is hope. Because it's not a weak word. This is hope. Hope is when I saw the inaugural address and and of a new president. And I was hoping maybe malice towards none, charity towards all, but there was a whole lot of malice and very little charity. And I'm sitting there just getting a headache thinking to myself, okay, they got the White House, the Senate, and oh my gosh, healthcare, counting votes. I was going to, by the time I went to bed that night after inauguration, I curled up into a ball with a headache on my bed in my apartment in Washington, D.C., and guess what happened? The next morning, people of hope, millions of them from coast to coast, they came out and said, Cory, this is not a time to curl up, to shut up, to give up. It is the time to get up, to speak up, to rise up. There were women in the Women's March all around saying, we are going to answer this darkness, not by sitting back and complaining, but by getting up and working. Not by agonizing, but by organizing. Let me give you my last example. It was a Muslim ban. I was outraged that my nation that wrote into its founding documents freedom of religion would put a religious test on people coming. I was outraged. I ran to Dulles Airport with a federal court order to make sure that detained Muslim families can get access to lawyers. But then I get stopped in my tracks because in that concourse in Dulles Airport there were hundreds and hundreds of people, and they were singing and chanting patriotic songs. And then when Muslim families, not even citizens of the United States, like Abraham, welcoming strangers in the desert, they started cheering. Guys with yarmulkes and tzitzis on were cheering Muslim families coming into our country. That's what America looks like. It is not demeaning, it is not degrading, it is not dividing, it is lifting people up. I went back to the Senate floor and I told Joe Donnelly, I'm like, Joe, this is what he goes, Cory, the same thing happened to me at Indianapolis Airport. I went there, all these people were there, people coming off planes, we were hugging each other, except there was no international flights. Just a bunch of people hugging folks coming in from Detroit. Saying, we're Americans, this is not who we are. So this is our moment right now. How will we respond to darkness? How will we respond to the pain of our brothers and sisters, the worry, the fear? How will we respond? That is in the balance in this election. That is the crossroads we're on. There's a lot of candidates running, and I want to win just as bad as every single one of them. I want to see that man out of the White House. I want to see bigger than we can. But I was called to dream bigger than that. Our ancestors are calling us to dream bigger than that. Not just an electoral victory, as important as that is, we are called to dream bigger than that. For me, I'm going to put before every voter in Iowa that we got to have a bigger dream, greater expectations. That we have to use this moment in American history, especially as Democrats, not to show how much we can hate Republicans or beat up on Republicans. This is the test to see how much we can unite Americans. Whether it's a farm worker or a factory worker, whether it's a domestic or a home health aide, this is the time to say we've got common pain in this country. It's time, America, that we unite around a common purpose. And if you believe like I do that we can solve the American problems, if you believe like I do that we can address fear and hurt and pain, if you believe like I do that we can do those things by coming together, if you believe like I do, any study of American history says there's nothing we can't do, then please join me on this campaign. Sign up at corybooker.com and let's work together to help this nation rise again. Thank you.